He's a guy who loves football, who's smart, who can play a few different positions. Was good in the kicking game. Just an overall good football player. Good teammate. Um, very willing to help younger players and um, really involved in. Well, I shouldn't say involved, but he wants to know every piece of information just from our standpoint, from a coaching standpoint, from understanding the why to do things, just so he can make himself better. Um, that's been nice. And I don't really know all the particulars about um, his contract situation. I guess I'm hearing it the same way you guys are. I don't have Twitter, so I just kind of heard it a couple minutes ago. But I'm happy for him, excited for him. Um, but let's have a good practice. That's what I would tell him.
Were you aware, I guess, of his game before you got here because he kind of only had limited opportunities on defense? It was mostly a special team.
Obviously when I got here, I watched, film on everyone, uh, and while it was, limited to a degree, he did have some defensive snaps last year, and um, they were good. And I was intrigued by what I saw um, and what I'd heard about him as a player, as a teammate, about his work ethic, and then when we, just getting to know him, along with all the other guys on the group, um, he's definitely uh, it's been a joy to spend some time with him, and I'm excited for him, this season, and obviously this upcoming Sunday, as I am with this entire group.
Brian, do you enjoy the game planning process?
I love the game planning process. Um, I enjoy every part of um, just coaching, off season, um, training camp, and obviously there's nothing much more fun than game day, um, and that's why we put in all the work. But yeah, the game planning process, to me is um, it's a lot of fun. To sit in there and try to put together a plan to help our team win. Um, we got a great challenge this week for sure. Part of the game planning is watching other guys like Mike Evans go up and make catch after catch after catch, and then you go back and watch, previous things. That's the thing about game one. You can watch, you know, years and years of film, and just watching him. Um, this guy's one of the best players at his position, and he'll definitely be a major test for us. But they've got several very good players. Godwin, uh, the running back White, he's a good emerging player. Um, Otten, the tight end, is a very good player as well. And obviously they've got Baker, who's in the system that he was in last year, and um, it's going to be a major challenge for us.
Brian, what are you expecting from their offensive line? It looks like there's only one guy that's coming back at the same spot. They got a rookie, they got a free agent coming in. What do you expect?
Well, the rookie, Cody Mock, I know I saw him at the Senior Bowl. I think he's a good young player. Gadecki played a lot last year. Hainsey, he's another good young player. Played a lot last year. And they're obviously a little bit more seasoned. On their left side, our right, Filer and Wirfs obviously is a very, very good player. So I see a very good group. I know they're coached well. I know Harold Goodwin, well. He's a very good O-line coach, run game coordinator. They'll be ready to go.
And Wirfs going from all-pro right tackle to left tackle. I don't think he's played it since college. What do you expect from there?
I'm expecting. Look, he's a very good player. He's shown that over the first early portions of his career. I'm expecting that player be a major test for us. In the run game, from a protection standpoint, trying to get rushes over there. So, he's a good player, and we got to, trying to come up with a plan for, a rush plan, a run game plan, a pass game plan, a third down plan. They create a lot of challenges, and we'll obviously going to continue to work this week to try to fine tune our plan so that we can come out and have a good game.
Brian, how hard has Ivan Pace pushed kind of Asamoah at that linebacker spot? And I assume that's kind of been a good thing to have kind of run forward.
Yeah, anytime you get a young guy who comes in and the way he has, and learn the system and produce on the field in practice and in game, it only makes him better, it only makes the entire room better, it only makes our team better. So, Ivan's done a lot of good things, and hopefully we can get him in the game for some snaps, and continue the trajectory that he's on. So, this is his first game, and as a rookie, that first one's it's a special one. I'm sure it'll be for him and all of our rookie players. To put the jersey on, it's a lifelong dream. So hopefully we can calm his nerves, and he can go out and perform the way he's performed through training camp and in preseason.
Do you expect Brian and Jordan to take the majority of those the snaps there at that position?
Yeah, I mean those are the guys that have, BA's coming back from a little bit from, getting dinged a little bit in training camp. So, all three of those guys have played. Again, in game one, no one's really ready to play. 80 snaps in an NFL game. So, we'll try to, as best we can, get as many guys in as possible. But we feel good about those three guys.
Brian, some of the older vets already say we already know our identity already early on this defense. But how do you prevent the younger guys from wanting to make it a statement game and kind of keep them on the even keel that you already have them on?
I think the message to our guys is let's have good communication. Let's play with good fundamentals and technique. Let's just take it one play at a time, to get into the statement games and things of that nature. I think it's a bunch of hot air, if it's, in my opinion. I think we just let's have a good practice today, and put our third down plan in, and tomorrow put our red zone plan in, and just try to take it one day at a time and one play at a time, and not worry about things like that. I think it's I think if we just focus on those little things, and the big things will show up.
And was the preseason hard, staying patient, knowing what you have at your disposal, and having to stay vanilla, not to show too much before week one?
I wouldn't say it was vanilla. I think, I think the things we did in the preseason, we worked on, in practice, and no, I wouldn't say it's vanilla. I think once you step out on the football field, it's about defeating blocks and tackling and, winning one-on-ones. And I think there were some instances where we did that in preseason, some instances where we didn't. Obviously, we can get a little bit more exotic. I wouldn't say it would be all that much more exotic, but I think we're still trying to fine tune the plan, and we're excited about playing in front of our fans. I think that's something I'm certainly excited about, and even in preseason, it was loud in there, and I imagine it'll be very loud in there on Sunday, and hopefully we give them something to be louder about. So I'm excited about that. I think it's can be a real advantage, and I know our fans will be out there rocking.
What flexibility does having the 6 safeties you have give you?
I think it's their flexibility that gives us flexibility. So guys who can play nickel, who can play corner, who can play linebacker, just allows us as a staff to, talk about a guy like Metellus who, playing, in a few different roles. And this package is this, and this package is this, and this package is that. So I think it just gives us some flexibility, and I like having that flexibility. Plus, they're all good players, and I like having good players too.
What do you think are Baker's strongest tendencies that you've been noticing this past week?
Strengths, tendencies. I mean, look, I think this is a good quarterback. I think he's got a big arm. I think he's got mobility, and I think quarterback mobility in this league is important. He's got the ability to extend plays and then get the ball downfield to some explosive receivers. So, keeping him in the pocket and, not letting him extend those plays is something that we've really harped on from a rush lane standpoint, from a pocket integrity standpoint. We got to do a good job of, trying to keep him enclosed so that he doesn't, sneak out of there and then use his arm strength to push the ball down the field to guys like Evans, like Godwin, like I mentioned before. So, there's some challenges there for sure. I think he gets the ball out quickly and tries to, negate the rush from that standpoint. And I think just within this system, which he's been in, the West Coast system, I think getting it out quick and getting it to the skill guys is something that they're trying to do for those run-after plays. And I think they do a good job of it. I mean, they showed that in the preseason. I think Baker's shown that in the past, and those are the things we're talking about in our meetings. So.
Last couple for Coach.
Kevin O'Connell mentioned yesterday we're looking forward to confirming things we think about this team now that the games are starting. What are you looking forward to seeing as your plans come to life?
I'm really just looking forward to, watching, our group who I think has, worked hard to come together over the course of the spring and the summer. Just looking forward to them, kind of coming together and playing fast, playing with urgency, having fun together as a group. I think that's. I think I said that in one of my earlier pressers. Is look, this isn't my defense; it's theirs. I think there's when people watch us play, watch them play. I hope they see a group that enjoys playing together, that plays hard, that plays with good technique, that's disciplined, but that's enjoying and having fun. That's my hope, and I think when you're doing those things, you normally play a pretty solid defense.
Brian, is it a unique challenge trying to first quantify and then game plan for an offense that is going from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield and by extension then an offensive coordinator who is new on the job as well, or is part of it telling the guys like, okay, there's going to be some unknown that we just need to be ready for?
Yeah, I mean, I think in game one there's always some unknown. With that said, you mentioned Dave Canales. I've got a lot of respect for him. He's been in this league a long time. He's earned this opportunity, and I think he's a very good coach. So I'm sure there's we could watch, and we've watched some Seattle, but I'm sure he's got some tricks up his sleeve that he's wanted to do, and now he's got an opportunity to do those things. So yes, there's a lot of unknown, and I think when there is that, we just kind of rely on the foundation that we've built, those fundamentals, those techniques. Our reads, our keys, our communication, and then you kind of let the chips fall where they fall after that. But that's game one. It's not like we have 4 or 5 games where we could say, hey, this is their identity. I think early in the season we're all trying to find our identity, and that's us defensively, them offensively. I think they have an idea of what they want to be, just like we have an idea of what we want to be. But at the end of the day, it comes down to execution. Thank you, guys.